welcome back to the last module for the day, that is administration artifacts. So we are going to see administration documents. Let's go to the cloud inventory book. So this is a document which holds the cloud inventory, that are the different cloud services, that is a VM, storage, database, and you can see the different details of it. So inventory book will hold all the details about your service, that is for VM, it will hold its name, the memory, the CPU used, OS, application, use cases, owner, and provisioning date when it was provisioned. So, for example, we can say that TPCS ACT Win001 had provisioned with the memory of 16, CPU 4, OS was CentOS, which was being launched. Then the application was for an ERP. It was a use case. It was 100%, and then owner was for account, and the provision date is 12th August. So this is how the inventory book is maintained. Same for the storage and databases. So for database, it will hold compute, storage, database, application, owner, and provision date. And this is how for storage it will be there. The storage name will be there. How much use size it is showing, that it will hold. The type of storage, maybe it is a file server, an object thing, then that is owner who owns it, and the provision date. So this is how a cloud inventory book will hold. Then the next is configuration and build document. So what is under a configuration and build document? You can see here there is a network security groups. So its name, the resource group which it belongs to, the network interfaces, and the subnet which is under that. So this is how the network security group information is given. The general settings, sizing, demo. For demo, we can say that is a name for the virtual machine, and the details about it, that are the what configuration details we can obtain. As location, like in which location it is in West Europe. Then the native type was Microsoft compute, that is virtual machines. For resource group name, web servers was given, and the subscription, that was Microsoft partner network. So it was under a Microsoft partner network subscription. So this holds all the configuration and the build. So this is all about configuration and build document, which is consist of its sizing, where the name, memory size, number of cores it holds, the operating system, resource disk size it will share about. Then the general setting will hold the name of admin, the computer name, operating system type, the power state, the VM agent version, and the virtual machine identifier. So these are the things that you can see under configuration and build documents, which comes like the location for that computer name and its resource type, the subscription which under it is, the sizing for the storage, then the security groups, and the general settings. So moving on to the next is issue records. So for issue records, what the record hold is a sample description about the issue, then a proposal for the resolution, how you can resolve the issue, a proposal is given, and what will be the impact. So there are two templates over here you can see, and these templates will be as per your organization. This records will be as per your templates. There are different templates as per your company. So issue records, this template is a simple template that will give you a description, the proposal for a resolution, and its impact. So going with the first sample, we can say that the issue has been identified during the installation of web services update service. So what were the description all about, that the machine already was hosted on an old domain, and it was having a virtual central management service, which after that migrated to a new domain. Then you need to terminate the installation in between to reboot the services. Then also default website used by VCMS already. So this website was used by VCMS already. Then WSUS, that is Windows Server Update Service admin, seems to have some permission issues. So these were all the issues that we described. Then what was a proposal for resolution? It needed to decide what actions are required for and what possibilities will be required to resolve this issue. So first is to correct the issue of VCMS, that is that virtual central management service needs to be corrected. corrected. After reboot, clean all the entries of WSUS, that your update service. You need to clean all the entries of that server. Then from IIS and the registry, also choose a separate website for your, as it is the same website. You by default you should choose a different website for your server during an installation, and make that WSUS admin the member of domain admin along with that. So all these possibilities were given. These actions were considered to resolve your issues. So this is how a description, a resolution for your proposal, and then impact. Finally, WSUS installed and the synchronization between it was successful. So this is how the template, first template described. This is the same second template, that is issue is being identified with the USA side domain migration, then how the proposal was given for that, and how the Windows 2008 Forest and Texas domain both user migrated successfully. So this is how a issue record is there. In that, main thing is description, proposal for resolution, and impact. So next comes is root cause analysis. You can see a template over here. This template provides you the key stages of root cause analysis. Once the cause of the problem has been identified, you then define the necessary follow-up actions required to address it. This enables you and your organization to build on and learn from such experiences. So this is a template. As per your organization, it will vary. So here you can see the project title, event description, date is given, and the time leading up to the event. So here are different sequence of events, and then you can note down the date, and then the investigation team and the method used you can write over here. So this is how a root cause template has been prepared. And moreover, a root cause analysis can be conducted when a more formal approach is needed for any failure assessment. So where what is our goal of a root cause analysis is to prevent the recurrence by addressing the root cause of that problem. So it is typically used as a reactive method for identifying any events that causes and problems and then resolving them. So the steps that we can conclude for root cause analysis is that first we need to define the problem, then collect the data about that, ask why, what is the determining factor that led to the problem, then we can identify and correct, put onto the correctiveness actions, then identify the solutions for that problem and implement those solution. And thus when the solutions are implemented, you can determine whether the solution is ongoing with the situation, so that the root cause is being mitigated. So this is how a root cause analysis template looks as. So these are the sequence of events and then investigating team and methods used. So let's take a break over here, and then we will see a short demo on how we can create the cases, like how we can create cases or issue the services, like raise a ticket for that. So let's stop over here.